Well, what would you like? I've got both tea and coffee.
Oh, nothing. I think I'd probably drop the cup.
Darling, there's no need to be so nervous.
Oh, it's easy for you to say. Asa loves you, but he hates me.
I don't believe that. I know he's a man who's famous for nurturing grudges, but since Christmas, complete change has come over him. He's become almost spiritual.
Asa Buchanan, spiritual.
I know, it's amazing. But he has a totally different outlook. Okay, coffee, tea.
Oh, hello, Asa.
What the hell do you want, Gabrielle?
I came here to ask you for some more money.
That figures. Last time you were here, you tried to blackmail me for money.
Are you sure you want to concentrate so much on this drug issue?
It's a major problem.
Yes. And it's Vicky's major thrust in the campaign. Drugs. She's in Washington right now getting national media attention.
Is that why you don't have any appetite? Because Vicky's in the national spotlight instead of you?
Herb, we are discussing this speech.
Well, I'm not going to give up on just ignore the drug problem because Vicky's made it a focus of her campaign. I want the voters to know my ideas and solutions.
Well, Mrs. Ambassador, Mr. Callison, how wonderful it is to have such distinguished guests.
Cut the bull, Michael. Came here for lunch because you haven't returned any of my calls this morning. I have to talk to you. Have a seat.
I don't think that's a good idea, Herb. Tell you what, I'll call you later this afternoon.
I don't give a damn who knows about your involvement in my campaign. I've got some questions for you, and I want the answers now.
Look, you're a great sister, and I appreciate your concern, but you don't have to check on me every hour. I'm fine.
Well, actually, I came by to ask you for your help.
Oh, really? What's up?
It's Dad.
He's sick?
No, it's not his health. If you can believe it, it's his temper.
His temper, Mr. Cool?
Yeah, well, he wasn't so cool this morning. You see, Clint was at campaign headquarters. Dad came by, saw him talking to a reporter, and just lost it. I mean, he started yelling at Clint, accusing him of trying to sabotage him and take over the campaign. I mean, it was really awful. Huh. Can you believe this?
Well, yeah, I can, sort of. I mean, Clint's been causing so much trouble lately. Threatening to divorce Vicky if she didn't drop the campaign, and then moving into the carriage house.
Look, I know, but that's over now. Clint is supporting Vicky, and there's no reason why everyone can't be friendly.
Look, hang on a second. Hello?
Hi, it's Andy.
Hey, what's up?
I could use some of that advice if you're still willing to give it.
Sure.
I don't want to talk on the phone. Could you come by the bar?
Yeah.
Great. Look, Julia's going to pick up Al, and then we can have all the privacy we need.
Okay, I need to drop by the studio to pick up the script, but I could be by in like a half hour, 45 minutes.
Great. Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
I can't believe you're being so casual about Dad's blow-up.
Well, maybe he's just sick of Clint butting into his life. Dad is so honorable all the time, and Clint just barrels over him.
Look, I'm telling you, there was nothing honorable or dignified about the way he acted this morning. I mean, Megan, I don't want people talking behind his back and laughing at him, and he will not tell me what's wrong.
Or I'll drop by and check on him.
Would you do that? I would really appreciate it. If he snaps at you, don't take...
I know. Don't take it personally.
I mean, maybe you can talk him into taking a vacation or something while Vicky's in Washington.
Well, I can try.
Thanks. I mean, I hate to dump this on you. I know you're already doing so much while Vicky's away.
Look, I don't really mind at all. I'm happy to be involved in this campaign, and not just because I want Vicky to win. Well, I need something to keep me busy besides fraternity row.
Yeah, Bo told me it's pretty depressing around the studio. Everyone misses Max.
Yeah, it's really hard, you know. Max, he was such a big part of that whole place. Every time the door opens, we expect it to be Max in some, stupid hat or playing some trick on one of the cameramen.
Every storyline that you're taping now is something that he was involved with?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have one that's pretty heavy duty right now.
I thought you had some love story going with that Terry guy.
I did. I mean, I do. He was at death's doorstep for a while. But when he recovers, and he does, we're going to have a lot of fun and romance to do, which I guess is a little bit different from my life these days. I mean, I think about Raymond every once in a while, what it would have been like. Well, at least our trip to Mandora ended happily for you and Beau.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a happy ending, but doesn't look like it's going to turn out that way.
You just forget any threat she made. We're not giving her a penny.
Asa, darling, she's not here threatening anyone. She's here to solicit funds for Vicky's new project at Outlook House.
Asa, this is a rehabilitation center. It's for young drug abusers.
And there is a huge benefit tomorrow night, and I promised her that we would give a very generous contribution.
Well, Renee, you are wrong.
Darling, this is a very worthy cause, and it's very close to Vicky's heart, and we want to help make it a big success.
Well, Vicky should be home with her children, making the success of her marriage instead of gallivanting all over town trying to be mayor, worrying more about kids freaked out on drugs instead of worrying about her own.
Asa, she's not abandoning her children or her marriage, and now that Clint is helping her out...
No, Clint had to do what he did. He had to join up, or the field had been open to that Roger Gordon. I'm going to tell you something. Their marriage will not be on track until Vicky is through with this idiotic notion of trying to be mayor.
Asa, whether you like it or not, she is going to stay in the mayor's race, and win or not, she's going to see this project through, and we are going to make a healthy donation.
If you think that I'm going to sign my name to a check that's going to end up in Gabrielle's bankroll, you had better go see a psychiatrist.
Asa Buchanan, you have just insulted Gabrielle. Will you please apologize?
It's all right, Renee. I can understand Ace's fears. I have made a few serious mistakes in my past.
Mistakes? They were serious crimes. You got away with every one of them, except baby stealing.
Judge Carlin believed in me. He asked the governor to even pardon me.
Oh, just because you can fool a judge and a governor does not mean you can fool Asa. I've had it with your little act, Missy, and I'm not buying it again.
I asked you for money because I needed it.
You didn't ask. You threatened to have me, Beau, Cord, arrested for burying this Austin on Lantana Mountain. You were willing to destroy my family.
I was desperate, too. I was being blackmailed at the time.
Asa, darling, I think that we have all done things that we're not proud of, and if we want to be forgiven, we should be forgiving.
Hell will freeze over till I forgive anybody who tried to harm my family. Especially with some lightweight like this. Get out of my house and never come back.
What the hell is wrong with you, Herb?
Sit down and I'll tell you.
When I agreed to raise funds for your campaign, I made it clear that I wanted our association kept private.
No. When you offered to raise money for me, I agreed not to list you on the official stationery, but you see, something's come up that I want to get straightened out immediately.
What's this?
It's a list of the latest contributions to my campaign. Now, why wasn't I made privy to this, Michael? I'm the candidate. I control this campaign, not you and not Burke Winger. No move is made without my knowing about it. That seems to be a rule that you and Burke can't understand.
Herb, you're involved with a lot of important things. You don't need to be deluged with unimportant details.
This is damned important. I've lived in this town for years. I've never heard of half of these companies. Who the hell are they, and why are you keeping them a secret from me?
Darling, would you just lower your voice? People might start staring.
You are talking as if there is some kind of conspiracy going on against
Oh, there
you.
isn't? Michael, you're dealing with a pro. I've run dirty campaigns. That's why the red flag went up when I saw this printout sheet.
Herb, I can assure you that all of these contributors are perfectly legal.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to need more than your word for it. Now, if I don't find out what those people were promised for their contributions, I'm going to return this money and cut all ties to you.
I don't understand. You have everything in the world going for you. What possible problem could you have? I mean, it's not Dad and Clint, is it?
No, we're not going to let their problems get in our way.
Well, then what? Does Beau not want to legalize the marriage right now?
No. As a matter of fact, we have the licenses. We're gonna have a small family gathering so that we can make our Mendoran vows official. You know, Beau, he's so sweet and so loving.
Well, I think that sounds wonderful.
It's me.
You've changed your mind about the marriage?
No, I want that more than anything else in the world. It's just all of a sudden, Bo starts talking about, wanting to have all these children.
Well, Sarah, you've always wanted to have children.
Yeah, I know. I had this dream. This dream about Austin.
Oh, Sarah, you haven't thought about him in months.
I know. And this dream, it was so real. It was just like he was right there. And I guess that just, I guess it's just stirred up all these feelings about the rape and the pregnancy and the miscarriage.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
I'm just so tired of going over this and over it and over it again.
Honey, this is going to end.
No, when? When? I'm worried that I'm never going to stop thinking about this for the rest of my life.
No, don't say that. Don't
What
even
if I
think
can't
it.
stop thinking about this? What if I can't conceive because I'm so worried about miscarrying?
All right, I know this is going to sound really terrible, but I think that miscarrying Austin's child was a blessing. You couldn't have dealt with having a child that was conceived out of rape.
I know, but...
Look, you and Bo love each other, right? You want to have his children.
I do.
So trust that love. Believe in it. Sarah, I know that the two of you are going to have the happiest and healthiest babies in Llanview. Besides, I'm obviously not going to get married anytime real soon, so you're going to have to supply Dad with the grandchildren.
Yeah, he would like that, wouldn't he?
Yeah. But that's secondary right now to your happiness. That's what counts. I want to help you, I'll do everything I can.
Listen, I thought about someone else who might be able to help me out, so I made an appointment this afternoon.
Do you want me to tag along?
No, that's all right. Andy's waiting for you, and I'll be fine. I'll call you later.
Okay.
Thanks. Take care.
How you doing, sis?
Oh, my God, Jake. I thought I'd never see you again. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm great. Side's a little sore, but other than that, no problems.
Are you in trouble again?
Nope. Just came to return Max's clothes. Cleaned and pressed like I promised, and I just wanted to ask you, can I keep the boots for a little bit longer until I can afford to buy my own?
Wait, you were going to get some money and then leave town. You're just staying to return Max's clothes?
Well, I had a change of plans.
Great. So you can hang around the bar and help me out a little bit?
No, Annie, come here. I can't stay here. You gotta keep your promise. You cannot tell anybody I'm your brother or about the thing in Florida or any of that, all right?
I've kept every promise I've ever made to you.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm a little worried right now. With the restaurant reopening and your friends coming in here, telling you they're sorry about Max and you feel like you don't have any more family. I just don't want you blurting anything out about me, okay?
I won't give you away, I swear.
Just gotta be extra careful right now. I know you wouldn't do it on purpose, but you cannot tell anybody about me, okay? What's that?
Well, I was going to tell my friend Megan Gordon.
Are you out of your mind?
Look, I can trust her.
You can't trust anybody. Do you hear me? Can't trust anybody.
I want this woman out of my house.
Asa Buchanan, this also happens to be my house, and Gabrielle happens to be my guest.
Why didn't you bring a rattlesnake here instead, huh?
Perhaps I should go.
Gabrielle, please, stay just for a moment longer. Asa, you made a big promise to your family at Christmas time that you were going to be more tolerant of others.
Right. But that did not include a liar and a blackmailer.
And your family stood behind you. They showed you love and kindness. Now, you have no right to turn your back on Gabrielle.
How can you take the side of the she-devil against your own husband, huh?
I am not taking sides with anyone. I am trying to get you to give money and help Vicky and Gabrielle build Outlook House.
Oh, some pie-in-the-sky promise Vicky made to get elected to be mayor, probably dreamed up by Roger Gordon.
No! This is a realistic answer to a very serious problem. You know, a lot of these kids aren't going to have any treatment or rehabilitation if this center isn't built.
Well, Vicky can't be too concerned about it, having the likes of Gabrielle raise the money.
Asa, If Kevin and Joey were to have some kind of a problem, we would be able to afford to send them to some place that was very good. But what about these kids whose grandparents and parents don't have that kind of money? Do we just ignore them? Do we just say, oh, well, tough luck, kids. You're on your own?
I am out to help kids, and I will do that. But how do I know if I give her money, it doesn't end up in her pocket?
Asa, this is a bona fide charity organization. All the money that I raise is accounted for. The books are wide open. You can check them. Your lawyers can check them. CPAs can check them.
Renee here may be gullible to that sad old song, but I've been in business long enough to know the cleanest books can be doctored.
Yes, I bet you do know all the tricks in the trade. So why would I want to, how could I pull the wool over your eyes?
What do you want, Gabrielle? If you don't intend to skim a couple of million off the top, why the hell would you waste your time doing charity work?
Asa, please. My deepest apologies, Gabrielle.
Renee, it's all right, really. There is some truth to what Asa is saying. Even though I'm not interested in the money, my motives are not strictly unselfish.
Finally, she's going to come clean.
Asa, I'm trying to come clean with my entire life. After Max died, I saw no reason to go on living. And then I realized that my pain is absolutely nothing compared to the hell that these kids are going through. They're trapped. And if we can help them, perhaps they can help others, and there'll be no need to build another Outlook house.
So now you've decided to become a Mother Teresa?
Not exactly. She doesn't expect anything in return. I expect many, many rewards. One of them is to clean up my life and make a good example for my very own son.
That sounds very unselfish to me.
It sounds like a public service announcement to me.
Asa, for heaven's sakes!
I'm waiting for the tears to streak down her cheeks.
Well, you'll be waiting a long time. I shed them all for Max.
You're a pretty good actress, Gabrielle, but not good enough. You sing your sad song to someone else. I don't believe it for a second.
Oh, I pity you, Asa. You are still the bitter, vindictive man that you always were. But it's your life, isn't it? Live it the way you want. I can assure you there are many other wealthy people in this town who would be more than happy to help these poor kids out.
Don't count on it, Gabrielle. When they hear about your blackmailing scheme, they will close up their checkbooks faster than you can say please, and you'll be bounced off the project just as fast.
No, Gabrielle, please. Asa Buchanan, how can you be so mean?
I just call them as I see them, Renee.
I am speechless. You know, I don't think I've ever been as ashamed of you as I am right now. All this talk about changing your ways, a lot of hot air to keep your family from turning against you.
I am trying to keep my family together. As soon as Gabrielle's gone, the better it'll be for all of us.
And even if I wanted to discuss this right now, Herb, I haven't got the right information with me, so there's no way I can answer your questions.
Are you telling me you have no idea who these companies are either?
I spend hours on the phone every day raising funds for you. I'm supposed to remember everybody I talk to?
Herb, wouldn't it be a better idea to arrange a meeting with Michael later, rather than discuss campaign strategy here where people can walk by and overhear you?
I strongly agree, Herb. It is simply not the place or the time. Let me gather the information together, and I'll call you later today.
All right. But you be sure and get back to me by this evening.
No problem. Now, trust me.
There's nothing to worry about here.
You know any of these companies?
Well, no, but I think you made a drastic mistake attacking Michael.
Dorian, you suffered as much as I did from the fallout last time. I'm not going to let anything like that happen again. If I can't win this election fair and square, I don't want to be elected.
All right. Then I suggest that you apologize to Michael, but make it clear to him that fundraising is his domain.
But that's where the dirty dealing is. Didn't you learn anything from the governor's race?
Yes. Smart politics. That's what I learned, Herb. And you just look at this. It's astonishing. Michael has managed to raise more money in a week than we raised in a month when you were running for governor.
At what price? Who the hell are these people, and what did Michael promise them?
Well, I think you're better off not knowing any of them.
This from the woman who was fired as ambassador to Mendora because she got too involved in the internal affairs of the country.
I see. You're gonna slap me in the face with that every time you disagree with me.
No, you missed my point. I have a right and an obligation to get involved in here, and you, of
I
all people, ought to understand that.
Herb, I understood it. You missed mine. If you know these people, you owe them something. As it stands right now, you don't owe them anything. No matter what promises Michael made to them.
Stop arguing with me about this. I know what's best here. Trust me.
I trusted you in Arizona, and you disappeared on me for years. I mean, you didn't even write Mom and Dad and tell them you were alive.
Andy, I'm gonna be sorry about that for the rest of my life. There's not a lot I can do about it now.
You can be honest with me now.
I told you the truth about that arrest. I didn't know I was carrying drug money in that briefcase. I swear it.
Yeah, you're just being honest probably because you were shot in the side and you needed my help.
I did need your help, but I was straight with you from the start. Andy, I cannot prove I'm innocent here. No way. And if somebody finds out who I am or that I'm wanted by the law, they're going to send me away to prison for a long time. You don't want that, do you?
No. Why don't you just answer one question. Why are you still in Llanview?
I told you I changed my plans.
What happened to that guy that you were going to get all that money from?
He backed out on me, and I'm in no position to make demands, so I got a friend here in town who just gave me another job, and it looks good.
That's another thing. How do you know so many people in Llanview?
I know 2 people, okay? I met those guys when I was driving trucks across the country. I got really lucky this time because I think I'm going to make some big money here.
Why is somebody going to pay you big money unless it's something dangerous or illegal?
You said 1 question. I just counted 5.
I care about you. I don't want to see you hurt.
And forget I ever existed. Forget you know me. It's going to be the best thing for me, I know that much, and the best thing for you, too.
No, wait, where are you going? What if I need to reach you? Where
no
will I
more
find
questions.
You?
I'll call you.
No, when?
As soon as I get a chance. See you later.
What are you doing here?
No, thank you very much, Mr. Antonelli. We appreciate your help and certainly your concern for the kids. Okay, we'll see you on Sunday then. Okay, bye-bye.
There you are, washed and dried.
Thank you very much. Look, Gabrielle, I tried phoning you several times this morning.
Yeah, I was out.
I was afraid you might be avoiding me because of this little argument we had last night.
Well, you were the one who walked out on me.
I am sorry. I shouldn't have lost my temper like that.
So you're human after all. Hey, but it's not a sin. Just say a couple of Hail Marys and you'll feel better.
Gabrielle, you are the one I'm worrying about.
Well, don't. And look, we have enough arguments as it is. I never take anything you say to heart. Really, I gotta go.
Gabrielle, I really do want to help you.
Well, I am fine.
Fine. It sounds like you're still mad to me.
Not at anything you've said, no.
Then why don't you tell me what you're upset about here?
I wouldn't worry about it. I'll get over it in a while.
Are you sure you don't want to talk about it?
Yes.
Okay, then why don't we talk about the benefit? How are your plans for the benefit coming along? Have you collected any more big bucks?
I should get lucky this afternoon.
Well, what happened? Did somebody turn you down?
As a matter of fact, yes. Asa Buchanan.
Asa? No, you told me his wife was talking big contribution here.
Yeah, well, Renee has her blind faith in people just like you do. Asa, on the other hand, is a crotchety old man who only cares about himself.
Gabrielle, every time I've called him, he's written me a check.
Well, aren't you the lucky one?
Okay. What happened with Asa? Tell me.
Tony, look, Asa and I have never been best friends. I don't even know why I went over there, but I don't know. Pride before the fall, and certainly no one gives a punch like Asa does.
He really hurt you, didn't he?
He said worse things before. But yes, I should have seen it coming. I guess the things I've done to him, well, I deserved it.
No, I am not asking you to double-cross Michael.
Well, how else do you explain it? What do I do? Just let him promise whatever he wants in order to raise campaign money, and then I refused to honor those promises because I didn't know anything about them. See, in my book, that's a double cross, and I don't play it that way. I thought you knew me better than that.
Well, let me put it this way, just for the sake of argument. Let's say that Michael made promises to these contributors. Isn't it just possible that you would be able to honor those promises? These people are backing your campaign because they believe in your principles.
When did you get to be so naive?
Oh, Herb, the people of Llanview want someone who knows government, who knows the law, and has proven himself time and time again. That's why they're putting money into your campaign. Because they do not want on one issue fluffhead like Vicky in the mayor's office.
Pull your claws back in before they get you in trouble.
Oh, come on. Heaven knows what the Buchanans have offered for the votes. I mean, Clint and Bo probably have given away half of Llanview by now. Herb, Michael has done a wonderful job with your campaign. Let him focus on fundraising, and you focus on charming the voters, please.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Mr. Callison, there's an urgent phone call for you at the desk.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, bring me another cup of coffee and whatever the lady wishes.
No, just coffee for me, thank you.
So, is Herb still angry, or does he dislike the food here?
Oh, no. He just got an urgent phone call. Michael, please sit down. He is very appreciative of all the work you've done on the campaign, really.
Well, that may be true, but I certainly don't like his accusations.
You just have to learn how to handle him without ruffling his feathers, so to speak.
Really? Well, perhaps I should leave all that to you from now on.
Well, I accept.
Good. You know, I'm sorry you resigned your ambassadorship, but I'm very glad you've joined the campaign. You're going to be a very big asset to us.
Well, I'll do whatever I can in my own small way.
You two know each other? Sort of. He was in my suite earlier today fixing my phone. Jake Webb. Did I get that right?
Got a good memory.
What were you doing fixing phones?
Somebody's got to do it.
Oh, that's not all he does. He does a good job of spouting his mouth off at press conferences as well.
It's a free country, isn't it?
So, are the phones broken here as well? Not that I know of. So isn't this a big coincidence?
Yeah, well, this is my favorite hangout, isn't it, Andy?
Must be fate.
Why do you say that?
Well, this is Vicky Buchanan's territory, mister. Most of the bar patrons here are going to be voting for Vicky, which means it's going to be that much easier to draw you into our camp.
You never give up, do you?
Oh, no, not when there's a vote to be won.
Well, don't count on any miracles happening.
I'm counting on you hearing all sorts of wonderful things about my mother, and then becoming a volunteer.
That would be a miracle.
Well, I have good faith.
Isn't it strange how the rich always think they can get exactly what they want?
Oh, we will, in this case.
Excuse me.
So, did Julia pick up Al? How's he doing?
He's okay. He's doing okay.
How about you?
I'm okay, I guess.
So, what did you want to talk to me about?
I wanted to talk to you about my brother. My brother Max, that is.
Well, what other brother is there? I mean, you told me you never met Steve.
Yeah, that's right. I wish I had, though. Max told me a lot about him. Look, if you don't want to talk about Max, I understand.
No, I don't mind at all. When I start to feel sad about not seeing Max again, I always just try and think of the good times that I had with him. I know that it's hard for you because he was the last family that you had.
Do you want to take some of his things?
What?
I was cleaning up his room and I was going through some stuff. I thought maybe you'd like to have it, you know, to remember him by.
Andy, I feel like there's something that you want to tell me about Max, but that you're afraid to tell me.
No, of course not. I'd never keep anything from you. I've never, ever kept anything from you.
Well, I feel like there's a distance between us now. Has Gabrielle been talking to you? Has she been bothering you?
No. She's barely comes around here anymore. She wants to wipe Max out of her mind and her heart.
So what is wrong?
Nothing. All right, that's not true. It's just hard, you know, to go up to his room and see all his clothes And the things on the dresser, it's just bumming me out a little more than I thought it would.
I know, I mean, I go through that too at the studio too sometimes, you know. I keep wanting him to come through the door. It tears me apart too.
He really loved you.
Yeah, I know, I loved him too. So we just have to keep his love in our hearts and his good memories in our thoughts, and we'll be fine. Andy, you're not alone. You know, I'm here for you, and so is Renee, and all of your friends. You want to come upstairs with me?
No, it's all right. You can take whatever you want, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. I really owe you.
Shut up. I don't want your thanks. You better have a damn good reason for making me lie to Megan.
Thank you, Larry, for fitting me into your schedule.
Oh, listen, couldn't very well turn down a almost queen of Mendora, right?
I'll tell you, if Bo hadn't been standing on that altar, I think I would have had a heart attack right then and there.
Well, everything worked out all right. According to your chart, there's no reason you and Bo can't have as many little Buchanans running around as you want.
I was concerned about the miscarriage.
Well, based on your latest physical, there's no indication you couldn't carry a child full term. You had no history of that problem, and your mother never had a miscarriage.
But, I mean, it happened once, so it could happen again, right?
Well, there's no intrinsic physical reason for it to happen, Sarah.
It's just, I don't really think I could handle it if, you know, I just mean if it were to happen again.
Sarah, I was with you the night it happened, remember? And you'd just been held hostage by a man who had raped you. You were knocked unconscious when the wine rack fell over.
I know, but what if something were to happen? I just don't think I could handle it if I lost a baby that Bo and I had conceived. I'm not making any sense. You probably think I've just totally lost it.
Not at all. No, I understand. I figured out your fear, and if I'm right about the cause, we can certainly find the cure.
Who was on the phone?
Oh, it was John Russell. He had some questions about a case that's coming to trial next week. Listen, you ready to leave?
Well, don't you want to finish your coffee?
No, I've got to get over to campaign headquarters and pick up some papers.
Oh. Stan Williams stopped by to say hello.
Oh.
Well, I happen to know that he's a very big contributor to Vicky's campaign. And he is also strong-arming many of his friends to do the same.
Thank you. Well, I'm not surprised. Stan's been a friend of Vicky and Clint's for years.
Oh, yes. I can just see him counting the money he's going to make now if Vicky wins the campaign.
What are you talking about?
Herb, he owns one of the biggest construction companies in the county. Who do you think Vicky is going to hire for the low-income housing development she promised the voters?
Dorian, if she gets elected, and if she does build any housing, she can't just give the job to someone. The contractors have to issue bids.
Yes, and if she gets elected, who do you think is going to bring in the lowest bid? She's going to make sure that Stan Williams gets the job. That's what friends are for. They do favors for each other. And if they happen to be powerful, all the better.
You used to be a little more subtle than this.
Would you like to translate that into English?
Tell me, did Michael stop by while I was on the phone? Perhaps to ask your help in getting me off his back?
Herbie has done wonderful work with your campaign. Why can't you just trust him to do his job?
You weren't around when he first came to town.
Oh, come on, I know all about it, but he's changed. He is very sincere about making this town better, and getting you elected mayor will accomplish that.
Men like Michael Grand don't volunteer their time and energy unless there's something in it for them.
Yeah, well, you know, I think your past has made you paranoid.
Maybe you're right. You really trust him, don't you?
Well, yes. He's been perfectly honest with me. He's done wonderful things with your campaign. Now, why can't you forget his past? Give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure you won't be disappointed.
All right, I'll trust your instincts. I'll do my job, and I'll let him do his.
Well, thank you, darling.
Asa was the only man that I knew who had the kind of money that I was being blackmailed for.
And since you knew Ace's secret, you intended
Yes, I took advantage of it.
Gabrielle, why did you think Asa would give you this money? You just told me you never got along with him.
That's right. But even with his faults, I knew he cared about his family. I thought he'd do anything to protect them.
But that didn't happen, did it?
No, it didn't. And now you know that I'm a blackmailer on top of everything else. You know what, Father? Even blackmail cannot be erased by a couple of Hail Marys.
You're right, but if you were afraid for Brenda's baby...
I was afraid for myself. I switched the babies to save my future. And Austin was blackmailing me, so I had to pay him off.
Well, then why didn't you just kill Austin?
Oh, well, I would have loved to. I had a few opportunities.
But you couldn't do it.
Tony, look. Just because I didn't does not make me a perfect candidate for sainthood or even salvation.
Gabrielle, salvation is within everyone's reach, even yours. At least you're on the right path.
Don't get confused, Father. All this charity work is only for my personal gain.
Gabrielle, you keep telling me that. But you are helping kids who don't have anyone else looking out for them. Now listen, we've raised a lot of money so far, and we've just gotten started on this project. And I think by helping others, you'll find your way back to goodness, to God, to the things you've always believed in.
You know what, Tony? There are many other Asa Buchanans in this world, even if you don't wish to acknowledge them.
Maybe, but you're not like that.
You want to watch me? Asa was extremely happy that he hurt me today. But his happiness is short-lived because I have a plan that is going to outsmart Mr. Asa Buchanan.
Look, maybe we can go to the DA together and we can explain your story. I'm sure he can help.
We've been over this 100 times. Nobody will believe me. You don't believe me.
Look, you have to tell me everything, all right? Like, why? Who are you working for? And why are you working for such big bucks? I mean, please. I'm not so stupid as to believe you're working for the telephone company.
You're just going to have to sit this one out and let me do it by myself.
You mean sit this one out and keep lying to my friends? I'm not going to lie. I'm not even good at it.
You just did a great job.
I feel like a rat.
I'll make all this up to you, I swear.
Look, there's one thing that you can do. You leave Megan alone.
What do you mean by that?
I saw the way you were coming on to her.
Look at Andy. I wasn't coming on to her. I was just talking to the
Yeah,
lady.
well, I know the way that you talk to ladies. I remember back home when you used to charm all the girls and then string them along and then dump them. You treat Megan like that, and you're going to have to answer to me. Are you okay?
Yeah. Could I take these?
Sure, sure. Don't you want any of these other things?
No.
That's just what they are, things.
You know, without Max's love and all of the feelings he touched in us, this is all we'd have of him, isn't it?
I'm going to pack up his other stuff and keep it for Al. You know, maybe Gabrielle will want to go through it one day. Probably not.
Hey, I think she just needs a little more time. Thanks for thinking of me. Look, if you want some help packing up the rest of that stuff...
No, it's okay. I'll be fine.
Okay, take care. And you promised to come by the headquarters and meet Vicky.
I promised to think about it.
Okay.
But maybe I'll do it soon.
Do that. You won't regret it.
I am warning you. Jake.
I'm warning you. Mind your own business.
And I think you're still traumatized by your fear of Austin, which is certainly not uncommon for someone who'd been through the terror of rape. Don't you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I know I've gotten through some of the fear. You know, I'm able to be around strangers now, and I'm not afraid to stay in the house. I'm not afraid of the dark or shadows.
But you are afraid of something.
Larry, it's as if Austin destroyed part of me. My right to have a child. The joy of having a child. He took that away from me.
But he didn't take away your love for Beau. And your child will come from that love. Sarah, you've got to think of Beau as the reality that will be with you forever. And you think of Austin as some bad, terrible memory you can erase.
I can't just erase.
don't know, maybe this whole thing is just about the guilt that I feel for not being able to love that baby.
Well, you never had time. Sarah, maybe if you hadn't had the miscarriage, your feelings might have changed, but you'll never know because you never had the time.
What about Brenda? She was willing to take that child and raise it. She didn't hesitate at all.
Brenda was going through a trauma of her own. Don't you confuse your situation and your feelings with Brenda's.
Larry, why did I lose that baby? What if I can't get pregnant again because I'm worried about miscarrying again? What if I do get pregnant? Am I going to be able to love that child, or am I going to be so worried about the baby that I lost?
I don't know. I don't have the answers to those questions, but I know someone who can help you work through those questions till you find those answers.
No, please. Look, you're talking about a psychiatrist,
yes.
Right? No, I'm not ready to take that step yet. I think I want to try to work this out with Beau.
And I'm sure he'll be very supportive. But if it doesn't work out, don't blame yourself and don't blame Beau.
I won't.
And another thing, Sarah, you're not responsible for Austin's violence. He was. So don't you spend the rest of your life feeling guilty about that. Don't run away from the happiness. You deserve it.
My plan is really quite simple.
Gabrielle, there is an old proverb that says, no revenge is more honorable than the one not taken.
I have no intention of wasting my energies on revenge.
Oh, that's right. You want wealth and power.
You're damn right I do. I never said this road was going to be easy. And people like Asa Buchanan do make it a bit tougher. But my plan makes this a nice, easy, smooth ride. Thank you, Asa.
Gabrielle, if you're trying to prove to me just how evil you can be, you can
No, as
stop.
a matter of fact, my plan has a few redeeming qualities. Now, if it works, my sister will benefit as well as me.
The last I heard, you were going to save Deborah from herself by going after Cord Roberts.
I would prefer that she got with someone who gave her the love and attention that she deserves.
Even if Cord is the right man for her?
He is not the right man. He is going to use her and then dump her. She is going to be devastated. She'll have no faith in men or in her own life.
Well, you've got this whole scenario written out already, haven't you?
Yes, indeed I do. Now all I need is to arrive in Llanview society, and the only way to do that is to become Mrs. Cord Roberts.
Tomorrow night, Larry decides to redecorate the apartment with a chainsaw.